Board did commence the meeting. We said the Pledge of Allegiance. All members are present, and that's, thank you, Matt, for reminding me to resume the meeting. So that's all that has occurred so far that was not recorded. So first things first, Courtney Norton is a guest. I don't know, Courtney, if you have anything you'd like to say, you can raise your hand. I can allow you to talk if you'd like, but do you have anything you'd like to comment on? Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Courtney, yeah, you can speak if you'd like. We cannot hear you, Courtney, if you're trying to speak.
Oops. She's unmuted.
She's not muted. Courtney, we cannot hear you, and your hand is raised if you are trying to speak. And you are not muted on our end. So if you figure the problem out on your end, and I think it is on your end, just interrupt us. You're the only member of the public, so it's okay if you interrupt us, but we can't hear you right now. But feel free to talk if you're able to. Scott, I'll go to you first, since you're online, if you have anything to add.
I have no comments prepared for today, thank you.
I have no comments.
All right, I have just a couple. You're good, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
As far as I know, there's an event going on tomorrow night at the middle school. I've had a couple people show me letters they received from the chief. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It appears to be some sort of citizens honorary event. I am not quite sure. I don't know if publicly, if either of you two have received an invite to the event. Okay.
No, I don't know anything about it.
All right. I'm just.
I have not received one.
All right. Let's see. The probate court. We got the final plans for the probate court from Greg Nucci at Point One. And what he had to do, and I think the reason it was good to hire an architect, is he placed the desks that were the proper size and fitted them in the room to make sure it would fit. And there were, by the way, it's not roomy, but it fits. And the other thing he did was tell us exactly where the door should go from what is now the building official's office, not office, but main room, into what is now the upstairs conference room. There'll be a door there. And then we have to do some construction in what is currently the fire marshal's office. And he designed that, which is good. It's good to have it designed. So I gave the plan. We're going to GC it here. There's not a lot of construction. So I gave the plans to Bill Claffey yesterday. I sent them to Tom McElwicky to make sure that everything looks good. And Bill will contact Doug Eldredge or anybody else who may have some time. What we're going to do is, build the wall in the fire marshal's office that we need to for the public, similar to what you see at the building department office. So picture the window where people get assisted at the building office. We're going to build that as you walk into the fire marshal's office on the left. All right. And then the door. So what we're going to do is we're going to build that. And then we have to do some IT, some electrical in the building office for the desks to be ultimately connected. And once all that is done, we'll contact a moving company and do the move, because we want everything ready. The way this is being funded is we've opened an account off budget. We'll run it negative at the end of the year. I'll probably ask for some surplus funds, 5,000, 5 or 10,000 for the town's share of the construction. And everything else will be prorated out per capita pursuant to our per capita fees. And the other towns should reimburse us. They basically all agreed. It's by far the cheapest way for everybody. So people are pretty happy about it. But the plans, just Greg delivered them to us last Friday. And I talked to Bill, I just wanted to get the ball rolling.
Have all the towns in the service area agreed, or is anybody still?
No, they've all, yeah, nobody did. I mean, this is the preferable, obviously by far the most preferable.
Yeah, this is the most economic solution.
By
for
far,
everybody.
by far. After the initial capital investment, you know, the cost goes back to being practically nothing for each town. It's like 5,000 or 6,000 for the town. I mean, and the court gains security. It's a win-win, and we gain another conference room, actually. I mean, when the layout's all done, we'll show it. But look, it's gonna be slow. You know, it'd be nice to have the construction done within 60 days. I don't see much reason why we can't. Hold on a second, I'm just gonna verify the message. Anyway, we anticipate it will be hopefully done 60 to 90 days. I know the judge would like that. The cost, there's some additional cost besides that, which is new furniture for the staff. Two of the desks can be reused, but the rest of them are custom to give the staff greater square footage at their desk. So that'll be an additional cost. The Main Street, Jennifer Donahue mentioned to me that the gas lights on the Main Street median all need to be repainted, so we've solicited 3 bids. One of them was under 10,000, one of them is over 10,000, about 15,000, labor and materials. I'm waiting for a third bid. I think that was it that just texted me. When we get those 3 bids, we'll go with the low bid. And hopefully that's a legit bid, but it's a guy that's done a lot of work for the town. Bill Claffey was able to get that. Be nice to get that done by the time June 22nd rolls around. Our HR, you know, the HR company we brought on has been incredibly useful. They're a pretty sharp company from what we can tell. And we are using them in a variety of matters. And we'll continue to do so. In fact, I had a conversation with him yesterday about an issue that I thought he could assist me with. So it looks like that'll be, I think, a continuing and burgeoning relationship probably. So they seem like a really good group. And they, you know, when you have a conversation with someone and they kind of ask questions that sounds like they get it. They get what you're doing in government, because it's, as you know, sometimes it's a little different. So we've been pretty pleased so far. And of course, next week, they're going to start assisting us with the police department. The chief has very nicely, for payroll purposes, laid out in writing what he does, which will be helpful as we adjust to a new payroll system. As this board may know, there are a couple of payroll systems being looked at. The chief formed a subcommittee and they looked at one, and we're going to evaluate that system. The HR person is familiar with it. because we want a system that integrates with ours, obviously, so we can see all the information that is, instead of just getting an Excel spreadsheet as we do now.
Why wouldn't we just extend additional licenses on our
Because,
our existing
we
system?
have to make sure yeah, I'm not saying we won't,
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
so we are looking at that as
Yes,
an option.
we are.
Okay.
We are. Lastly, the police commission last night, had a very brief open meeting, which was to form a search committee that would, that would choose the consultant, that will assist the police commission with the search for the new police chief. The search committee consists of the entirety of the police commission, which is the right thing to do. The chairman asked if I would be part of the search committee, and of course, I said yes. So we met last night. I presented the commission with 6 consultants just by asking around, and based on my conversation with quite a few people, it seems like we have hit the group of consultants that we should be hitting. So they were presented with 6. I think some interviews are next. That may happen Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Hopefully, we will choose a consultant by the end of this week, and if so, we're off, which is great. First bit of business is to craft a job description, and then obviously there's going to be public input, there's going to be putting the job out there. I think there needs to be even, whether it's a community survey, perhaps a couple listening sessions for the public to have the consultant hear what the public input should be and will be, and then move on with the job search. It is a process that should take 4 to 4.5 months. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be done by October 1. I've been very clear that this should not get tied up in the municipal election. I think we need to have a chief in place in September, an offer out, and hopefully an acceptance. We don't need to go beyond it. I think with a consultant leading the way and bringing the candidates to us and refining the candidates for us, that no matter the makeup of the police commission, the 1 or 2 candidates that are the best would be the same and be chosen. So I really don't want to get into that. And I don't think we should. So that process is moving along very nicely. Okay, any questions on that?
No, just a comment that it's really important that we have public input, and I'm hearing that, whether it's a survey or listening sessions.
It's both.
Yeah, but I think it's just important that we have opportunity for public input that's noticed and not last minute, that people can participate in.
Hold on. Oh.
Sorry, Scott, if I cut you off.
No, I mean, I think I completely agree with you, but I think that's definitely included in this process, because the community policing is critical to what we do in this town, what has been done, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's a big part of it also. Public input's important. But I'm quite certain the search committee will do that.
Everything okay?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
I busted my hand umpiring baseball Saturday and opening day at the high school level.
Take a ball off of it or a bat?
So I had a foul tip right into my I thought it was this knuckle, but it was up here. So that's where the break is, right on that top of the hand here.
So it's broken?
So it's fractured, whatever that word would be. It has to be, rested for whatever, 3 months, and right in the middle of my other season here where I'm typing away like crazy.
Well, ouch.
All right, I apologize for that.
No worries.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
another clarification, with the police chief. Is there, what's the current thought process around an interim chief?
That is something that I anticipate that the police commission will vote on this week.
Okay, to vote on a process or to vote on an individual?
Either an interim or an acting.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Did I miss that? I got the end of it. So can you repeat that? It was a police chief has now been
So there's a
identified?
difference, an acting chief or an interim chief. Those are the two possible options. And the police commission is seeking legal counsel on what to do. Honestly, there's some limitations to what I can say publicly at this point.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I get a lot of, moving on to item 4, I get a lot of, hey, will you do this a day, will you do that day? And I think that can be, there's a lot of good causes out there, but some of them can, not this one, but some of them can push the margins of what they're asking for, and certainly not this one. This is apraxia. I'm not asking for a motion. I told the folks that I would make it, oh, maybe that's who that is. Courtney. I'm sorry. Yes. So May 14th is Child Apraxia of Speech Day. And apraxia causes children to have significant difficulty learning to speak, is among the most severe speech deficits in children. So this obviously tries to bring public awareness about childhood apraxia to Old Saybrook and is essential for families of children with this neurological disorder and the professionals who support them to achieve the needed services. May 14, I'm just telling the board, is Apraxia Awareness Day. And Apraxia Kids is the leading nonprofit that strengthens the support system in the lives of children with apraxia of speech. And now I'm putting 2 and 2 together. So that's who Courtney Rose Norton is. So Apraxia Awareness Day. All right. So we have 2 sets of minutes. Board of Selectmen meeting March 25th, which was a regular meeting. I actually went through the recordings. These minutes should actually be pretty darn accurate because I actually went through the recordings of it. So I'll make a motion. Is there a second? Second.
What are you doing over there?
Any comments or changes?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And the minutes from March 27, I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. So before we get to more immediate items, 11 Crest Road is seeking a refund. We did a Crest Road one the other meeting. This was a different one. Apparently a canceled job. So I'll move that we refund the building permit. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Nope.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The call of the annual town meeting. This is after the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance changes that were made. And I am going to be discussing with the chairman of the Board of Finance, revenues. So that is, we're not setting the mill rate here, obviously. This is just the expenditure side of the budget. It is reflective of the Board of Finance vote last Tuesday. So I'll move the call. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any questions or comments on the call? Scott, I am gonna need you to come in and sign it at some point.
Yep, I can come
Right.
by today. I can get that done today.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Calendar.
The next item on the agenda is, so my mistake. When we did the MRDA, are they changing the name of that? Did you tell me that?
Yes, they are. So the board voted last month and it is now the Connecticut Municipal Development Authority.
MDA.
CMDA, Connecticut Municipal Development Authority.
So, we voted on a resolution to join the CMDA, formerly known as the MRDA. But then I realized when I was doing it that we were required to have a public hearing. We need to demonstrate that before we can be submit to the CMDA. So, are there any, I don't see any members of the public here. It has been properly noticed. And it is a requirement, not unusual. By the way, well, I won't get into that right now, but separate here, we are gonna have a couple Neighborhood Assistance Act applications coming in, so we'll be doing those. I assume Courtney does not have any comments on the CMDA. Oh, there it is, right there, Connecticut Municipal Redevelopment. So, all right, so we'll adjourn the public hearing. We opened it and we'll adjourn it. And now we will have a discussion, possible action to consider a resolution regarding joining the Connecticut Municipal Redevelopment Authority as a member municipality. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Yeah. We've already discussed this. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There is additional work that zoning needs to do now, so we're off and running on that. And again, that was on me. After I started, I should have read it a little bit more carefully. Any other business for the good of the board at this point? I have other meetings at 9, so.
Yeah, no.
All right, Scotty, you'll come in and sign
I'll be in at some point today, yes.
to adjourn, is there a
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Have a
All
good
right,
day.
see